I notice that I'm most susceptible to coming back into the mind in the mornings after I wake up and I'm still in bed. It's like the dreams are kind of subsiding, the images in the dreams, and then I can continue them with my mind, and that is the time when I can flop out of, the flip-flopping oscillation. I can be in the mind, and then obviously I start labeling it and doing all my checks. Is Leona back? Am I back into the mind? And I label it as I don't like it, and I want to be back in this. I suppose it's just a process that's unraveling in me that will eventually resolve. Anything you can say on that, Paul?
You know, I like what my own teacher says about this. Are you hearing me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like what my own teacher says on this. He says, the best salesman can only sell you something if you buy. The best salesman can only sell you something if you buy. So in one way, it doesn't really matter what the mind is saying. What matters is, are you buying it? Are you buying it? Can you just allow the mind to do whatever it's doing, and you just don't engage with it? Just don't engage with it. And this is only a period. This is not going to be forever. You're not going to be fighting the mind forever. It's not going to be like for me, I have to just be honest about this. My mind is very quiet. It's very still. I can just sit. And if I need to use my mind, I can use it. Most of the time, my mind is completely silent now. Unless some strong trigger comes. But 95% of the time, my mind's just quiet. But there is a process of also what Muji refers to as winning ourselves back. Because most of us, we've been caught, we've been identified with the mind for, I don't know how old you are, but let's say 40 or something like that, however old, 35, 40 years, whatever it is, been identified with that part of ourselves. And then all of a sudden, we're trying to drop that part of ourselves. And the mind isn't just going to kind of stop. It's not just going to say, okay, that sounds like a reasonable thing. I'll just stop. It's going to keep showing up. But the more you're able to confirm your true position, the more you're able to awaken to the heart and be in the heart, then what you'll come to see is that the mind cannot come and intimidate you there. It just can't get in there.
I get that. Can I, sorry to interrupt?
Yeah.
Because when I'm in this space, I have no issue with the mind. It can do its fussing, and I have a distance from it. But when I'm in the mind, it's got I'm identified with it, and it's got bite. And then I really try and sort of drop down into my heart. I try to not engage with it, and it's got more. It's a convincing salesman when and there can be a point where I'm not here and not there, and I'm almost dropping down into this. I don't know. It's just
yeah. It's good what you're saying. Also we have to discern the difference between the practical mind and the psychological mind. Practical mind we need. So we need the mind that says, I've got to be at work at 9, so I need to get the bus at 8:30. We need that kind of mind. But what we don't need is the mind that is running our entire life, and kind of we believing that we are that mind. That is what is being transcended here. So what is the mind able to say to you that pulls you back into it so regularly? What are the mind's aces up their sleeves, shall we call them, that they can just produce it and you just jump in?
Yeah, I can spot when I jump in, so then I kind of try and sort of regroup myself. But the thing that, as I said, like in the mornings when I come out of a dream and I'm still processing those dream images, and then it gets into daily life stuff. And sometimes I don't have to go into that. And other times I can slip out when I'm stressed by something. And then my mind just grabs
Mm.
grabs me. Hard to use words, but I'm very aware when it happens, and I can see it. And I know it's all nonsense, and I don't identify with it. I know, I know the truth, and I'm more in the openness than I am in my mind. And when I'm in the openness, it just feels like that's all there is. So it's not even, the mind is not even an issue. But when I'm in the mind, it's a huge issue. It's like, get me out of here.
Yeah. But something inside you is coming out of that now.
Yeah.
Even the fact that you can say, sometimes I'm in the mind and sometimes I'm not in the mind, it shows you that something is awakening to a deeper essence of yourself. Most people, they're in the mind from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to bed, and then they're dreaming all night. They are their minds. So you're finding something else beyond the mind. That which you're finding, which is beyond the mind, can you sense that in yourself right now?
Yeah, because I'm sort of dropping into it more. And it doesn't last as long, so that's good. But yeah, I can feel it.
Yeah. Mm. It's almost like we get more and more used to the spaces in between thought. Before, we were just caught in thought, but as we begin to awaken, we begin to pay more attention to the space in between thought. And we just get used to what you're referring to as this spaciousness, just this open, undefended spaciousness is here. And it's almost like for a while we're discerning between the two, but at a certain point we just find ourselves that we're naturally in the spaciousness, and that will come to you, but it won't come without a bit of a battle, a bit of a fight.
Can it not come with just relaxing?
Yeah, I mean, I say battle, I say fight. It can come relaxing. It can come. It could come however it comes. The minute I use those words, they're not really the right words. You're not really getting into a fight,
I know
but
what you
you're getting into a kind of discernment, where you're beginning to notice, okay, now I'm caught in my mind. Can I come back to my heart? And again, just resting in the heart. At a certain point, you may find that this feeling of resting in the heart is just becoming very natural for you. You're just spending more and more time resting in the heart. When you've come to the place where the spiritual heart is stronger than the psychological mind, it's like then something has tilted into being. And for some people, just that is enough. Just to come to the rest in the state of being, that is enough. And that journey may continue also for many years, just resting in being. But there may also come a time where we begin to notice that there is something which knows both the beingness and the mind. It knows both of these. And it is here choicelessly. Whether we're in the being or we're in the mind, the witnessing consciousness is here choicelessly. That kind of opens up an even deeper introspection into ourselves. Who am I that knows both the mind and the being? What is always here? What can never change? And that is what we are referring to as truth, that which is always present. Yeah, what did you want to say?
Sort of on a slightly different note. So I feel grace, or you could call it flow, moving through me in this spaciousness. And then there is something that clocks everything, and it's not the mind stream doing its labeling and narrations. It's something that comes before that, which you're terming the witness. But that witness doesn't feel like it is part of this grace, this flow that's happening through me. But I can't. It's kind of, the witness feels also ungraspable because all I can see is something witnessing, but it doesn't feel like it's the flow or the grace. It feels something separate to that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. The true witness is not separate from anything. You are speaking about a witness. You're saying the witness is separate from the flow because you have made the witness into something. You have kind of subtly made the witness into an object, although a very subtle object. You have made it into an object. But the true witness is not an object. It is not something that we can know. It is what we are, and it cannot be separate from anything. In fact, what is separate, the only thing that appears separate from it, is our sense of self. And if we've identified with a separate sense of self, we'll feel that we're separate from the witness. But the truth is, it's the other way around. It's the other way around.
I mean, I feel the witness happening, and it's just there clocking things.
Yeah. Slow down now. You say, I feel the witness is happening, and it's just clocking things. Yeah. You who feels the witness is just there, who are you? Just for a moment, look for the sense of I. What is I?
In a way, it feels like a receptacle for grace to flow through.
Yeah. Does that receptacle have any form?
No, none at all.
No. Is that receptacle coming and going? Is it changing?
No.
No. Is there anything that you need to do to become that, to manifest that?
No, nothing.
No. That is just here by itself, right? Yeah. That is the witness. That is you.
Okay.
That is you. That is what is here before everything else. Everything else comes after that.
That's what I saw, yeah.
Even your sense of self comes after that. But that is here by itself.
So the only true thing we can say is all we are is the witness that grace can flow through, life can flow through, yeah?
If you want to say that, you can say that.
What might you say then, Paul?
I'm saying, don't say anything.
Okay.
Don't say anything.
Yeah.
Because it's like something still feels like it needs to say something about it in order to objectify and understand it.
Oh, only because I was just asked a question about the witness.
Yeah.
So I'm looking into what that is.
Yeah. It was good. It was great. It was great. That was a great question, and through that question, we discovered what is beyond the question. Through that question, you discovered something that actually no one can really speak about.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, you gave a lovely description of it, but is a description of it necessary?
No, I don't like the question. So
It's almost like, can we just be it?
Yeah.
We could speak beautiful words about it. We could try to describe it. But at a certain point, we could just leave all of those things and we could just be it. Consciously be it. And at a certain point, when we are deeply confirmed inside that, then if words want to come from that, then let them come. But let's not try to be too quick with the words. Let's give the realization the space to blossom by itself. Then the perfume will come out of that. In this state now, are you feeling that the witness is separate?
I'm feeling in this space that I don't want to label the witness. It feels pushy and concrete, and I don't like that feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. There comes a certain point where we realize there's nothing we have to do to be ourselves. Ourselves is already here. We just have to stop being what we're not. And now you're in a kind of intense kind of period of reclaiming your original self, which in its manifest form is the sense of presence, the sense of being, the sense of spaciousness. And in its unmanifest form, it is the witness even of that. But don't make that witness into something. It is not something.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Yana. Thank you.